second.
This is the BAM podcast with Malcolm Springer.
Said I got some girl for you.
So, hey, okay, here we go, Doc. How you doing?
Hey, good morning.
Dr. Bryan Fox, man.
Yes, sir.
I've got a ton.
You can call me just Dr. Fox is good.
How many years have we been friends?
Well, it was before I was a dentist. So, when did maybe
2000, year 2001?
3 years? No, I graduated in 2001.
So it was before that.
Right?
Yeah, man. Yeah, because I've signed you to 10-inch records.
Electro, yeah. Well,
with Island Def Jam. And 1 minute they're going to sign you and 1 minute they're not. I'm not going to mention any names, but what a bunch of fiasco there. But whatever. I'm not going to talk bad about my past homeland. I love them, man. It's just, man.
Hey, it all worked out fine. I'm in ways very grateful it didn't happen.
So you went to dental school, and man, look, I'm gonna brag about you.
Okay,
you're amazing.
All right, thank you.
You're amazing. But I have a lot of questions about because I want to talk a little bit about because you're a musician and you know you're a very kick-ass writer, man. And I mean, you've written with the best and still writing with the best and doing things. You know that's pretty incredible. I think.
Thank you.
I mean, a lot of people think so.
Yeah.
And you got a crowd going up there in Louisville, don't you?
We definitely have a following, and it's it's not crazy big, but they come to have a party. So
yeah, that's what you were
like
saying last night.
Everybody's leaving with $100, $200 bar tabs, which I've talked to some people in Nashville that like they'll have these songwriter days,
right,
and it'll be packed, and everybody's sipping on water, watching these amazing songwriters. So it's just like they lose money, but our crowd, man, they definitely make the bar some money, so it's great.
So let's talk a little bit about your dentistry stuff, because man. Okay. So I'm trying to think of the questions because people are really like you said. You said, man, when they find out you're a real dentist, when they know you're a dentist, and then they go, oh, he's a real songwriter. It's just interesting. So you how do I ask this? Okay. Man, I've seen you pull off miracles. I mean, miracles. I mean, how did you learn all that shit? I know it was school, but I'm saying, though, it wasn't all school, was it?
Well, no, I think there's a really understated part of dentistry that, like, a lot of people don't really realize, and I kind of stumbled into it, really, but you have to be an artist. Like, right. You can't just be somebody that, like, passes all your tests. I mean, you have to have, like, artistic skills and, like, a vision and stuff and to, like, know what things should look like and imagine and problem solve. And, like, I think, like, me being an artist and a musician and that whole thing is huge. It has been huge. And I never realized it until I graduated dental school. But
really? So,
yeah.
So, man, okay, so where I just don't see how you do what you do. You can't get too technical because everybody don't know all that stuff. But I'm saying though, like I've seen people like there was funny because you told me about this guy that came in, okay, and he's got this front tooth that's this little bitty old nub.
Yeah.
He leaves there with a brand new tooth. I mean, with a full set of teeth, and it looks great.
Yeah.
I mean, how hard is that? I mean, is it tough? I mean, what all goes into? I mean, when do you throw your hands up? Can you ever throw your hands up?
No, I'm pretty diligent. Like, I think where a lot of people would quit, like if, because a lot of times it's like, okay, if this doesn't work, then we're going to go plan B and we're going to plan C. And, until it is great. So it's a lot of problem solving, right. But I think dental work wise, like the actual work is very easy for me. Like, but it's just mainly like where I care so much about people. Like that's the hardest thing for me is like the weight that I feel from like people in pain or, worrying about people, if so that's really the hardest thing about dentistry is more just the psychological aspect of it.
Okay, because here I go up there, you know, you pulled a couple of mine. When,
So this always starts off with, you know, I'm like, oh, I missed a call from Malcolm. And like, this is like every voicemail you ever leave me. He's like, hey man, my t-shirt, my t-shirt. Hey dog, my t-shirt.
shit, man, my t-shirt, yeah. it's some bad stuff coming in. Oh Lord. So for people out there though, do you because just to let everybody know, I've seen him take people's teeth that was not very good at all and make movie star teeth that afternoon.
Yeah.
And that to me is like ridiculously crazy. And they're not like they're real. I mean they're I don't know. I don't know how it come. So what do you use for the tooth itself? Is it real teeth or is it? That's not real teeth, but you know what I'm saying? Is it porcelain? Is it?
Well, that's the final result. But a lot of times when you see these makeover shows, and this is where maybe I have extra training and like I spend a lot of time on the temporaries. So you know, a lot of dentists, and I think this is where the art aspect really comes in with the temporaries because you're basically like using like just a layman's term, like kind of almost like silly putty or whatever, and carving out and shaping up, you know, the teeth because they didn't have teeth before, so you have to basically carve something out of like a plastic basically. So a lot of the shows like that, they're just people that are, you know, the whole, you know, when people look in the mirror and see their change, they can't, you know, they're usually not making the final porcelains that day. It's all plastic that they've, you know,
really?
Yeah.
So you have to mold them back in the back?
A lot of times I'll take like an impression and get a model of their teeth. And then I'll take like filling material, which is like a silly put, and I'll mold everything, and then I take impression of that, and then squirt in like a liquid plastic, and then transfer it to their mouth. So
wow, that's crazy.
So there's a lot of art, but see, a lot of dentists though they wouldn't mess with it. They'd be like, they're just the temporaries. Well, you know, so they have crappy looking temporaries, and they leave with, you know, come in with crappy teeth. They leave with crappy teeth, and then in a few weeks they're hoping that the permanents, you know, look amazing because that's, you know, they use a laboratory to do that.
That's great. So what's the permanents made of? What is that made of?
A couple of different materials, either porcelain or a lot of. I mean, the most common now is called zirconia. It's almost like a. I mean, it's basically classified as a white metal. It's where they take a block of this material right. And this machine mills out from a computer design,
and you send them the impressions, and they do it from there.
Yeah. Anymore, we do a digital impression, so we don't use the goop in your mouth. We actually have a scanner. I don't think you've seen that, but like it digitally scans and it pops up on the computer screen, and then we basically email the whole files, and they 3D print a model up, and then create the teeth from there.
So you can make a person that has really, really bad teeth, and I've seen you do it, to being like a movie star teeth.
Yeah, that's the goal for sure.
That's crazy. Well, I mean, I'm getting older, and one of these days I'm gonna need that shit happen.
It's gonna be like crying wolf. Hey, dog, my teeth off.
My teeth off. Yep.
I'll be like, oh. No, he goes, no, really, my teeth's off.
I'm dying over here. No, so a guy like me, I guess I'm gonna, you know, I don't like everybody to know my teeth situation. It isn't bad, but like, what's the stopping point between you can save a tooth and then you can't? I mean, that sounds so silly, man. I know, but I mean, and do you have to have a tooth though to put in those other teeth? You know, the porcelains and everything.
So it's
kind
of a lot of it's kind of a wide range. So mainly though, just for like people might want to understand, usually, okay, and this is very important information. I think a lot of people don't know. So usually if there's a cavity that is fillable, you don't have any pain. It hasn't reached the inside of the tooth where the nerve chamber is to really cause sensitivity unless it's a pretty bad cavity. So if someone's having constant pain, then that's almost always there's with everything there's always those other situations. Right. But generally, in general terms, you're looking at either a root canal to save the tooth if there's enough tooth structure left when you remove the cavity out of the tooth, right. Or you have to get an extraction. At that point, if the tooth is gone, you could either, if you have good teeth on either side of that space, you have the possibility of doing like a fixed bridge, which is kind of you kind of crown the teeth on either side, and then there's a tooth that's, it's like a one-piece thing that glues in, or you can do an implant, which I do as well, and that replaces the individual teeth.
Oh, I get it. So you use the teeth that's beside it to hold it in.
If you have good teeth on either side of it, it's called a bridge because it's like a bridge, because each tooth on either side is like the land area. And then there's a
gotcha.
Yeah, and it's connected to a tooth in the middle.
Ah, gotcha. Okay.
Yeah.
But that's okay. So what is what's one of the, like when people meet you and everybody has questions about your teeth? What's the most common question that you get?
Well, first of all, they go, "You don't look like a dentist." And I'm like, "Thanks, man."
Did they ask you anything about their teeth in particular?
It's a wide array. Yeah.
I got this tooth back here, man.
Oh, if you could just go through my like text messages, you'll see, or people are like sending me screenshots like, "Hey, what can you do with this?" Like. Like I just met them, 5 minutes before or whatever. And they're, and it's really odd because, I told you this earlier. It was just like, oh my gosh, if I'm in a space, honestly, like right now, musically, where I have so many cool things going on with
right.
big artists, like, and it's just, I'm having the time of my life, but like, if I trace back where those relationships started, it wasn't because of me being a musician, it's because of me being a dentist. Right. Like if I go backstage and I happen to meet a musician and I go, "Hey, I'm a musician too," they'll be like, "Okay, cool, man, see you later," and they walk away. If someone goes, "Oh, he's a dentist," then they're flocking over to me going, "Hey man, do you do veneers? What you can do about this tooth? I hate the dentist, used to do sedation, like." And it's so funny, like, "Hey, here's my number," and I'm, it's just, and then down the road of our friendship, like, I'll be like, "Oh, by the way, I do music too." And they're like, "Really? Oh, that's cool." And then they actually hear something like, "Holy shit, like, you're really good," So it's funny how that's all kind of.
Well, everybody says that you are definitely one of the best in Kentucky, that's for sure, if not the best. What do you call it? Cosmetic dentist, Yeah. Do you do more cosmetic dentistry than you do like other dentistry?
I try to make everything look good. So, right. I try to make everything I do look good, but I don't know, I do so much. Like I do everything from implants to root canals to fillings to dentures to bridges to extractions to surgery to bone grafting to and so every day I love it because it's just everything is a new challenge, or it's not the same old thing. It's you get to have all those different tools and at your disposal to be able to fix things. So
I bet it's hard on your back though, leaning down like that all the time though, isn't it?
Yeah, man. I'm at a point now where I've been doing it for every time I think about this, I don't even want to think about 21 years I've been a dentist.
Wow.
So or my neck is always like about a 2 level of just tension. And, right. Just past couple years, I'm having sciatic issues of my leg going numb when I'm pulling teeth, and it's rough, man. There's a lot of crippled, retired dentists out there for sure.
And how far along though has dentistry came as far as like the technology? How far has it come in 21 years? What's different now than it was?
I think pretty far. Like it
was it a lot different 21 years ago?
I think the digital aspect of it has really changed things. Like I said, we digitally scan teeth. the whole process, especially on the lab side of things, they used to almost have to do, they call it a wax up, where they start with wax and then they, do a liquid porcelain. And so it's a lot of art like hands-on artistry from the lab technician. And now it's designing in a computer system and a computer milling, like from a block of material, like that stuff. So it's really come a long way that way, I think.
Really?
Yeah.
But everything's pretty much the same as far as like the materials and stuff, though, right?
Yeah, I mean, from a very broad,
right.
Outlook of it. Yeah.
Okay.
There's some materials, like a lot of the stuff for cosmetics done. That's one of the things. Like a zirconia is a very cosmetic like material that is extremely strong. So before, like I have a patient, an older gentleman who had like veneers done in 1970s. And like that,
Jeez.
and that material is almost like glass, where it's so fragile. Like those had like they would break a lot easier than the stuff that we use these days. So,
Really? Okay. From the 70s, they were giving veneers in the 70s?
Yeah.
It must have been a lot of money, I bet.
Yeah, I mean, for the 70s, yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
this guy was a movie star, so he probably.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So you say a lot of your relationships come from the dentistry part.
Yeah.
But ours didn't, no.
No.
I just heard you were a badass and went and saw you.
Yeah. Well, I remember, so this is a really, and I mean, I don't think I've ever told him like up to his face or whatever, but Hugo Ferreira from Tantric was I feel like I can't say enough good things about that guy.
He's a sweetheart, man.
He took me from a guy like when I was in college, I released a little tape, back then. I think it was a tape, yeah. And it did really well. And I mean, it was a hobby to me. Like I was like, I'm not, like in my mind, like I wasn't good enough to do it professionally.
Right.
And when I came to Louisville, I don't know how I met Hugo, but I met Hugo and he took me into the studio and he produced Yes.
That's right, isn't it?
And it was amazing. Like it was such a turning point. Like I got that back, like from the studio. Mm-hmm. And I was like, is this me? Like, oh my gosh. Like it sounds like I'm at that, it sounds like I'm at that level. And then I submitted that song to the local hour where all the local musicians would send sometimes just terrible recordings.
Yeah.
And so that was like an hour every Sunday. And I was like, I'm going to submit this song. And like a week later, I got a call from the program director of WLRS in Louisville. Like I think it was like the first or second rock station in Louisville. And the guy goes, do you care if we put this in full rotation? Like, this is amazing. And I was like, well, hell yeah. And not long after that, it was the #1 rock song in Louisville.
So that's how I found out about you.
Yes. So then from that, I think a lot of the researchers from the record label were reaching out to me, wanting to know about things. And then they, like Elektra, reached out to me and said,
really?
Hey, this is great. I'd love to hear you with a A-list producer. So I know the perfect guy, Malcolm Springer. And then he's the one who got us together.
And that was Derek Oliver, wasn't it?
No, it was it Matt Serletic's little brother?
Oh yeah, Dean.
Yes.
Dean
yes.
Serletic.
Yep. He's the guy who got us together.
Well, I'll be dang, man.
Yeah.
I'll be dang. Well, Dean is a good man. He is. I wonder where he's at now. I don't know what label he's at now. He was running. Oh God, what a big label? I think he was running Virgin for a while.
Oh, really?
Oh yeah,
He was
big cheese.
He's always a nice dude.
Really, both those guys are. Matt's extremely gifted guy, man. I mean, listen to Matchbox 20.
Yeah,
I mean,
right.
He
exactly.
Really, he killed it every time. probably retired now, probably getting out of the music business because of, why wouldn't you?
Yeah, exactly. If you can, run, right?
Yeah. Well, man, it depends. Man, it's just, it's so funny because it's the paradigm you live in. It's the simulation that you live in. It's like the whole world being flat thing, with Jason. To him, it is flat. In his simulation, the world's flat. In my simulation, the world's round. So there you go. And it just depends on, like, I don't know, man. I mean, the rock and roll business is kind of out of business, but some of it, most of it,
it's a passion. I think it's a passion project for probably everybody that's in it.
Yeah. Do you know of any? You remember the day, man, that like there was somebody who's rising above, and you're watching it, and now you don't see that. You don't see like, oh, this band is special. You don't hear that. Now everybody's special, and that's the problem.
Yeah.
And I mean, I don't know. I don't know what God has in store for the whole thing, but I can't wait to see, because I'm always gonna do records, but I've enjoyed working on your stuff this week.
Yeah, it's been fun.
But it's I enjoy working on everything. It's just there's some things like, man, you just get beat down. You're just like, man, what are we doing here? Pro Tools masterpiece thing. And it's nice because last night we recorded acoustic. And you're like, was it good? Was it good? Well, yeah, it's good.
Yeah.
It's also like it is, and we're switching to music real quick, and that's good. I just want to talk to you a little bit about being a dentist.
Yeah, absolutely.
And a musician too, because it's got to be weird.
I don't know. I just, from my perspective, I don't think that it's, very weird at all.
Really?
Just because of, like I said, it's a very artistic medical field. And I mean, that's where I think that, that it like really actually goes hand in hand more than what people think. Cause even though it's music, I mean, there's still the same area of the brain as like drawing and like, fine hand, maneuvers,
That's amazing.
stuff like that.
Yeah, that's so cool.
And feel and all that stuff that I think that I think when you hear like about a lot of bad dentists that are rough or whatever, they just don't. They may know from their textbook on how things should be done, but they don't have the fine motor skills or the artistic vision to like make something like painless or I don't know. It's just, I definitely see a connection for sure.
Yeah, because with me, man, I mean, I'm amazed because sometimes, like you numb me up so much, I don't freaking feel anything. I feel pressure. I feel, but the one time you put your foot on my head,
it never happened.
I got like a porno. He put his foot on my head.
Is that maybe that's what started causing my sciatic problems?
He never put his foot on my head. I'm just joking. I remember you having to pull some freaking tooth pretty hard, but I remember like, man, what the hell?
Well, alien teeth. It's really interesting. They have extra roots on them.
Hey, I did know this last time, didn't I? You were like, man, I've never seen anything like this. That's what my doctor, rheumatologist said. He goes, man, I've never seen blood work like this. I mean, this is he really did. He's like, I don't even know what to say, Well, anyway, man, so okay, I gotta laugh. I see Junior there.
I know,
Listen, man. I'm gonna tell you, he is a funny man, dude. I'm gonna tell you, it's been doing some podcasts with him and stuff. Oh yeah, and there's a new podcast coming out that we got called Springer, and it's me and Isaac and Zib.
Oh yeah,
and man, it gets pretty freaking funny.
That's fun.
It's just seeing those two. It's like, we're trying to solve world hunger.
Yeah,
we're trying to solve world hunger and all kinds of things, we're trying to figure out the world,
I think this new generation, man, they really are so aware of a lot of things we just didn't think about. Like,
oh my God, I mean, could you imagine? You know what? This is what scares me, man. And I know for you being a father, it has to scare you. What would I have been in life if I would have had a cell phone?
Yeah.
You
right?
know?
Or social media. And oh, my gosh.
I mean, if I'd have had all the things they have at their fingertips, I probably wouldn't have been a very good person if I had to guess.
Well, there's no room for you can't make a mistake. I mean,
right.
Because people just see that and you're just judged forever.
Right.
Because there's documentation on it, or, you don't get to mess up and like have the ability to just, kind of learn from your mistakes, because that can be, it's constantly there a lot of times.
But this new world, just like when we were watching that last night. What's his name on Joe Rogan?
Yeah.
What was it? What's his name?
Governor Ventura.
Yeah, Ventura.
Jesse Ventura.
Ventura. See, I think the internet is great and stuff because of that type of thing going. I'm clearing my name up. I did not.
Yeah.
He did not punch me. And what's his name? The sniper guy.
Kyle.
Kyle.
Oh my gosh.
What are we doing here? In that the American Sniper movie.
Chris Kyle, right?
Chris Kyle.
Yeah.
Did not punch him. It was all made up. It was all a bunch of bull. And, some people, I think earlier in my years, I made up some things in my head that didn't happen. And I look back and think about, but now that I'm older, and it seems like of course I was I was inebriated a lot back then. So, but now just try to but man, the internet though, our kids, everything, doesn't it scare you, especially with your girls? It's like, dude, it scares me with my girl, my girls.
Yeah.
I mean, well, my older one, man, she's got it all done. She's already slam dunked it and just went on,
Yeah.
But my younger one though, she's, the TikTok thing I just cut out. I mean, how do you handle that with yours? Did you just not doing TikTok?
No, they have that. We've been pretty liberal with social media, but my wife is just such a good example. She's had quite a few conversations about about that and what not to do and what to be careful of, and
right.
We have such an open relationship with our daughters. Like we a lot of time we have they actually we're not allowed to like or comment on it, but we have their secret accounts that a lot of parents don't know about, and so we but I mean they're good kids. I'm extremely lucky, and like I said, they've had both my girls had such a great example for a woman with my wife.
Ryan is a really good woman, man. I really
amazing.
love her. She's awesome.
Mm-hmm.
And she's a sweetheart, man, and wives can be pretty tough sometimes.
Yeah.
I mean, mine's a sweetheart, man, until you push her too far. When you push her too far, then, you know what I mean? It's like, well, then she goes too far, then she pushed me too far, and then all of a sudden it's like a redneck freaking goddamn, some kind of redneck freaking nightmare. I mean, but I think your wife's pretty red too, ain't she?
We both would be considered. Yeah, she's from Arkansas, and I'm from a little town called Smith Mills.
Smith Mills,
the home of Grandpa Jones.
No way.
Yeah, that's the claim to fame, supposedly.
So I want to ask you something about some crypto stuff here.
Okay.
So you're out there, man. Have you seen the Goat Man?
No, I drive through there all the time.
Okay.
And I always look, but it's the Pope Lick Monster. Is that who you're talking about?
Yep.
Yeah.
I've seen him one time. I saw
really?
him, and I saw him really close.
Was he around Pope Lick Road?
Yes, it was out there. Yeah, I saw him one time, and it scared the hell out of me. And it was as real as it gets. I mean, it's the only thing I've seen like that ever. And I just remember the thing was standing there the whole time, and I didn't know it. And that's what scared me, because whatever that thing is, and it's real. I saw it for sure. It's there, and it just stood there and looked at, and I didn't know what. I kept trying to figure out what was standing there. And when it turned around, when it finally another buddy might come over there and shine a spotlight on it. I was like, oh, because I just had a flashlight on it. This thing is for you guys. Man, everybody goes, did it have horns? Did it have horns? Man, I couldn't tell, but I could tell that its legs went backwards from ours. Like they, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It
like
was
with a bend from the
yes, and it was tall, a lot taller than me, and it wasn't Sasquatch because it had skinny legs, and the thing was absolutely terrifying because it wasn't scared of us at all. I mean, it just stood there, and that's what scared me. So you've never seen it? Have you known anybody that's seen it?
No, I haven't actually.
Really?
Yeah.
I wonder where the whole thing comes from. I guess just people like me that have seen it. Just I know that's what I saw. That's what it was. I mean, it's so funny because I'll take a lie detector on it. I mean, I will. I mean, it was cool. Real as it could be. So no Bigfoots out there either, huh? Big feet.
No, I haven't heard of any. Any. There was a couple of gay big feets a couple 100 miles from us.
Really?
Yeah, they were nice couple.
What happens if Bigfoot shows up at your dentistry and wants to get some teeth work done? I mean, it's gonna be hard to get a tooth that big to fit. I mean, well, I guess if you make them,
one of my patients actually pulls horses' teeth.
Really?
So, and he says it just depends. Depends on how big a roots that the Bigfoot has.
Good God.
There's always a technique.
There's always a way.
I just want to make sure he has insurance or a way to cover, the procedure.
So the BAM podcast, I think that we are going to have a Bigfoot hunt this next month. It's like
nice.
That's my plans anyway. Around Thanksgiving, I think it'd be a good time to go. I'm counting on you to go. We're going to video the whole thing, and that's the thing, man, that makes me mad about the worst thing that could happen to my show, my podcast, is that they find Bigfoot.
Yeah.
That'd be the worst thing to happen. Even though we don't talk about him that much, we got some Bigfoot from Kentucky up there, close to where you're at. The guy who runs the Bigfoot, gosh, I forgot his name. We'll look it up when we take a break here.
Yeah.
Man, but we're going to try to get him on the show. There's another guy that's in Virginia that came to talk to us, and he's an alien guy.
Oh.
But he's going to come on. And, you know what? I want to tell you, back to that Jesse Ventura thing real quick.
Yeah.
A buddy of mine, he married a woman that they made a movie about her, and thanks to this great nation, I think it's what it's called. I'll look that up on break too. But she, when they sent them guys over to Desert Storm or whatever, they had a chemical thing. Well, they gave them, I mean, it messed her ex-husband up so bad. And I'm gonna have her on the show. I think it's thanks to this great nation or something like that. Anyway, there's some huge actors on it. I'm gonna have her on here. I'm gonna try to get her to come on here because to talk about that kind of thing. But that whole we definitely did not. Chris Kyle was his name.
Yeah.
We don't want to put any disrespect or whatever. But
Sure.
But it sounds like there's some fishy stuff that went on with that fella.
Yeah, I don't know. It's just such a sensitive subject when you're talking about person
that's supposed to be a national hero.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. You know who you need to talk to is Billy Gray from Fozzy. He's a guitar player from Fozzy.
Uh-huh.
He's a huge Sasquatch fanatic, and has
Dude, I want to get his number before you leave.
Yeah, and he's done so much research on it. And he lives in kind of out in the hills in Georgia, like in the woods of Georgia and everything. And so,
has he seen him?
I'm not sure, but he is definitely very,
cool,
researched
man.
On that.
You got to hook me up with this guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I know that that the guitar player, God, I forgot his name, from Buck Cherry.
Mm-hmm.
I got his number from Steve Pulley, and which is the drummer. He drums for Scotty Austin, but he also used to be a Monster Magnet.
Okay.
And Steve Pulley's a huge Bigfoot guy. As far as like he's got a lot of knowledge about that stuff. But we gotta get some more some Bigfoot action on here for sure.
Yeah. Well, I have a UFO story.
Okay. Awesome.
That's towards your neck of the woods, and my wife is from Jonesboro, Arkansas, and so we'd always go from Louisville to Jonesboro and drive through right where Portisville and Crothersville and Blytheville, like in that area.
Right.
And one night we were traveling, and man, I need to ask my wife exactly where, but I keep thinking it's from like in the Blytheville area.
Right.
We were driving down this access road, and I look up, and there is like a sphere of light in the sky, and I was like, "What?" And I mean, there was no like beam. You know what I mean? It's not like a Batman signal or anything. It was just a glowing globe, like in the sky. And we both of us saw it, and we looked up at it, and it went like down, like. It like no movement of like a plane could do that. Like it went and then all the way, and like the movements were just not of any technology that I've seen or like any kind of flying technology at all.
Right.
I mean, it was totally,
what do you think? Because there's a lot of that lately. I mean, what do you think it is?
I'm not sure. I mean,
do you think it's from another world, or do you think that it's like something that's here? Like, I always ask people that question because I'm wondering.
Well, I don't discount the possibility of it being from somewhere else. I think if you really look at the universe and how everything is, it's kind of hard to deny that, whether it went on in this time frame or not, that there is advanced civilization somewhere else in the universe besides ours.
Well, here's my thing. I know you've heard me say this on here before, but it's just hard for me to believe that there's these beings on this other planet. Like, hey, let's go to Earth on Saturday night, man.
Yeah.
Let's go with them.
Exactly.
So I think that they're here already.
Yeah.
Well,
I guess, why aren't they just like coming out going like, holy shit, we just found you guys. What's up? Like, hey.
I think that they've tried that. And I think we've shot at them and killed them or shot them down. I think that my people from up there, they're just like, man, I think that what they are is they're the watchers that the Bible talks about, and they're already here. And they've been here. There's certain things, me being from another planet, it's tough for me. Okay, all jokes aside. Okay, here's the only problem I have, Doc. Okay, and I keep saying this to everybody, but nobody wants to explain to me the deal. Okay, so there are these TikTok, right? Okay, and then there's these, UFOs, the regular flying saucer things, right?
Yeah.
Then there's the long cylindrical ones, right?
Okay.
Now, here's the problem I have. Are they like on their planet and like, is there like a UFO dealership? And they go, man, did you see the new Tic Tacs, man? I'm getting one of them, man.
Yeah, man.
Hell yeah, dude. Did you see that thing, man? Man, did you see how fast that thing can go? It's got so many horsepower or whatever.
And nobody's seen like an emblem on the front of one or anything like that, right?
Right. See, so it's either, so it's like, are they going to the local dealership and buying another UFO? Or
have you ever? I wonder, has anybody seen a UFO with a grill on it? Like,
like
do they have? Or like the ones with like do they have like pimp mo saucers? You know what I mean? Like with the big rims and like. I'm just like
here. That's a problem I have. Is that particular scenario? Here's another one.
Yeah.
Why would another planetary vehicle have lights on it? I mean, you have to ask yourself, is it so they won't hit other ones? I mean, hey, man, you better have Tic Tac, man. You got the freaking LEDs on it. It's like, come on, man. Well,
use your turn signal, damn it.
There's some problems with that because I'm not going, well, hang on. And I'm a firm believer But I just want to know what everybody else thinks, because it's like, okay, so why would you put lights on your vehicle that you're from you would turn them off. You got radar, man. We have radar. We don't have to even see out the freaking front end of our freaking aircraft to fly. So why? Obviously, they don't either, because they don't have windows. It's just a solid
maybe they went to the dealer, and like us, where we have like lights under our cars and shit. They're like, "Oh, look at my pimped out. I got the good grill. I got the lights underneath it." Maybe that's what it is. Maybe it's not really like useful. Besides, just maybe it's just like they're trying to pull up on some ladies and be like, "Yeah, what's up?"
We're trying to get.
Hey, you want to come? Hey, lady, you want to come and get an anal probe, babe? Come on, yeah, look at my ride.
I'm trying to get me some. Yeah. I'm trying to get me some Earth Tater back. Right. Hell yeah, dude. Oh shit.
Every Tic Tac. Look at my sausage, baby. Look at these lights on this baby.
I mean, you have to ask yourself. Okay, here's my other question: what do they do during the day? I mean, are they? And then somebody said, well, they live among us. I mean, so they're lawyers, doctors?
Yeah.
Or how about this one?
How do they make a living?
Are they down there in the bottom of the ocean freaking pool or freaking have a dance club down there and they're all twerking and shit? No.
I mean, the ocean is just so massive. That might be, they might be flying out from somewhere down there.
Wait, have you seen the video? The one that flies in the ocean and comes out faster, it never broke speed.
Huh.
Yeah, I'm not kidding either, man.
That's cool.
So there's something out there. But hopefully the BAM podcast will keep going and they won't land on the court, the White House lawn anytime soon.
Yeah.
And we can talk about how we, because there's some real interesting things that's happened. And Travis Walton, I've got his email address. I haven't emailed Travis yet. You know who that is, right? The guy from the movie Fire in the Sky.
Okay. Okay. Awesome.
Well, that's the guy.
Yeah.
It's the only reported abduction that they know something got him. They know that he was wherever for 4 days.
Yeah.
They can't do any, but they did lie detectors on all those guys that was on his crew out there and they watched the thing beam him up. But see, that's where people get lost, because people get lost that, the beam picked him up and took him up into the crabs. And I think that maybe 100 years from now, maybe we'll have something like that, maybe less, maybe another 20 years from now. But that's a tough one.
Yeah.
How could light, like, bring you up? You know what I'm saying?
I think it also brings up a different point. Like, when we were imagining like this pimped out like saucer, with the fat lights on the bottom and like the hood and everything, like they're cruising for Tater and they choose Travis Walton for Tater. You know what I mean? They choose his Tater. I mean, it's just interesting. I mean, they may have different tastes than us. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I'm not saying I don't know. He looks like he may be a great looking guy.
You saying it might be a bunch of gay?
It could
gay aliens.
Either that or the females are running the show or whatever. But
right, you never know. He might be well endowed.
Maybe so. We all may, depending on the size of the alien, we may all be well endowed. Right?
That's true.
Yeah, so I mean, Travis Walton may have been like just going around and saw some saucer cruise up, and he's like, "Damn, look at those lights on that baby!" And guess
Well, from what I understand, that they were in the woods, and you already hear a story though, because he got out of the truck and went toward the thing, you know, and then he hid behind a log while the other guys ran.
Okay, yeah, that's right. I remember.
And they saw. That's why I can't wait to talk to him. Did it lift you up into the craft? I mean, but now there was other humans on the craft, but abduction's a weird thing to me. Even though I don't know, man. See, I think I got abducted one time, and they freaking listen to this. This is freaking hilarious. So I had a sore like right in my freaking middle of my ear.
Yeah.
and a little knot on it, man. And when Grandma was still alive, and I was out there at the farm, and me and Tiffany was seeing each other, and I'm like, and I had a sore right there, and I'm like, what the heck is that, man? And then, like 2 or 3 days later, I had another sore in the other ear, exact place. And I went, hang on here, I know what happened. Because, I was on some serious stuff, a little bit. And I was like, what they did was they came down, put some kind of freaking like thing in my ear to like see what was all going on with me. And they were like, the boss up there is like, hell no, there's no way this is right. Go back down there and put one in the other ear and see what we get. And they finally just gave up, I think.
Yeah. They're like, look at this, man. This is so messed up. We don't even want to probe his anus. We're just going to stick with the ears only. I mean, just leave his anus alone. We don't even want to go there.
This whole anal probing thing. Wow. Well, did you see the last podcast, me and Junior case? So the champion of the world, chess player, right?
Oh yeah.
He wins it. They had he had anal beads in his ass, and his buddy was over freaking tapping into him, hitting the electric thing remotely, telling him how to move the chess pieces,
Huh. I did see that because like the world's greatest chess player, right?
Yeah.
He has been pulling out of these championships because he's accusing the other guy
of anal bead.
Is that what it was from?
Electrical anal beads.
I mean, how do you go there? How do you go like, he's cheating somehow. He has anal beads. He has computerized anal beads that are tapping in, and like it's this computer program that he's got on a search, and it's going, okay, king, move the king.
What's funny is if you watch the podcast, is to look. Because I always save something like that for Junior, because Junior always says that. It's the look on his face. He's just like, what the hell?
I mean,
it's just the look on Junior's face, like, really? Like, he could not believe.
I can imagine that.
Oh, jeez. I'm going to tell you, man.
I mean, that says a lot about that guy, right? That his first thought would go to anal beads,
I know. Listen,
I don't know.
I got to tell this quick story about, I can't mention the name of the band. All I know is me and Junior, he goes to showcase with me up there in dang in St. Louis, right? Mm-hmm. And I can't say the name of the band, but this shit's funny. Man, Junior, man, he's got women all over him drinking. He's drinking and stuff. And the first band was just like, it wasn't going to happen. And Junior knew that, and I did too, So, but we figured out, though, that we were really there to watch this other band. And, man, I have never been so embarrassed in my life, man, to take Junior somewhere and see a band. and what happened was they picked us up in a limo from the hotel, and then they dropped us back off. Well, when we come out of the show, man, I'm sitting there going, man, that band sucks, man. That band piece of shit. I mean, I'm just going all right. And I look up at the end of the limo, and it was their limo and their limo driver.
Oh, my gosh. No, foot in the mouth.
Junior's like, oh, shit. We both thought, oh, my God. Because I was like, man, it was bad, dude. It was the worst. Like, me and Junior's went to freaking so many showcases with me. It's unreal. It's like, but this one was like the worst. I was embarrassed. I'm like, I can't believe I bought.
How bad it would have been if you like went out there and saw that and were like, we're going to take an Uber back. I mean, the band would have had to been like, oh my gosh, like, whoa, that's crazy.
We didn't know it was their thing, we didn't know it was their limo. But yeah, they picked us up in a limo. And I figured out, me and Junior figured out, they took us there to see them. And that's what I was like, oh Lord, because anyway, we'll talk off camera about that because I don't want to make people mad. All I know is go Ryan James Dio.
Yeah, not many of us are.
Let's take a break, man, and we'll come back.
All right, sounds good.
With Junior on here, man.
All right, let's do it. Yeah, we're good.
We're good. There we go. Now we got Junior in here.
Hey. Oh, shit. Lord have mercy. Here's Junior.
For those who really don't know, man, Fox, y'all need to go check him out, man. He a bad.
Oh man,
thanks, man. He Junior had his debut
YouTube and live. If you really go check him out live, oh, he gonna f you up. You gonna see a chicken fall in your drink.
Man, those chickens. We would shoot those chickens everywhere. Did they get mad about that? Did the bar owner get mad?
No,
that shit was funny, wasn't it?
It was funny as hell. I was sitting up like this with my hand on my cup. Shit, it's free drink. I ain't f***ing up my goddamn drink.
Did
they get mad about them chickens?
No, not well. There might be a little irritation, but I think that once the bartenders got home and they saw what kind of tips they got and you know what they did, they stopped.
Everybody was
complaining about it.
Should have been no complaint, man. Everybody was in there laughing, having fun.
Boy, we were.
Chicken and drinks.
That's right. That's right.
It was like just a bunch of family members in there freaking hanging out.
I know. It was
weird, but the whole place was packed.
Yeah, so fun.
That was New Year's, but y'all do New Year's up in
Louisville, yeah.
In Louisville this time.
Yeah.
We're doing it in Louisville.
Yep. We did it at the Fox Den, which is a cool place. So there's a guy named Jared Matthews who's like an amazing supporter of Louisville music, and he has a club up there that's just so cool. And he asked us to play, so we're planning on bringing a party.
It's that old Diamonds place.
Oh, Diamonds.
Yeah, me and you been there. Shit, it was a long time ago. I know me and you went there for something.
Probably one of them showcases.
Yeah, we went there for something. I forgot why me and you were there, man, but I can't remember who we saw. Elephant Room or something. I don't know who it was, man. Maybe. Anyway, it was years ago. But
yeah,
when you've been so many places, you can't even think of why me and you.
Man, you done met so many people, man.
Man,
it's hard to keep up.
That one showcase we went to, though, Junior, that was bad. Boy.
I really didn't know what to call it. It was like a crossbreed, the Partridge family and the Addams family. No lie.
No, he goes, that singer looks like she's Cher on crack.
Oh my gosh.
The daddy looked like a little female.
Huh?
The daddy and the son look like girls. I'm like,
yeah.
You gotta check this little bitch group out, Malcolm. This motherfucker look pretty good.
Yeah, fix them up. So what do you think about anal probes, Junior? What do you think that they're trying to see?
Hold on, anal, what you mean? Anal probe?
The aliens.
Oh, alien probe. I thought you said anal probe. I'm like,
that's right. Yeah,
he
anal
said
probes,
that they supposedly probe your tater hole.
Oh. What they looking for?
I know exactly.
What kind of they looking for?
Yeah.
Hey, that's something else. I don't know what to say about that one. Anal probe.
It's like you don't hear it just like, hey man, one time somebody got anal probe. It's like every time. Right. It's like you would think that they'd look once and be like, oh, we're looking in the wrong direction.
Let's hold.
Well,
maybe they did enough of those, and like when they got you, they were just like, yeah, we're done with the butt. We're done with the butt. We're gonna just do the ears. We're gonna check out the ears.
There's a lot of something else out here besides aliens looking at anals.
I know, it's just like
we got a lot of aliens out here. Then
I know. Oh my god. You can think about like, look, this is what's crazy. You know, it's like you have this advanced civilization that's like creating all these amazing. You know,
right.
They're like, okay, we can go through another dimension, maybe back in time or whatever, and they're like, we figured all this shit out. Let's go look up the butt of that thing.
I don't know what they're looking for.
You think they'd be smarter than that? They do all these advanced things, and maybe there's something there that we just don't know about. I don't know.
Well, it's happiness for some folks, painful to others.
I just, have you seen those videos though, guys? I'm serious. They had this guy under hypnosis. And he's under hypnosis, and he's like, if they stuck it up my ass. I mean, I swear to God, dude, I see that shit. I went, wow.
I seen some hypnosis, but I ain't saw that one yet.
Yeah, no joke.
There's some things that you admit to in life, but there's some things that you just keep to yourself. I'm not keeping it to myself. No alien has stuck anything up my tater hole. I mean, they take one little I tater hole.
Hell, I don't even go to the doctor. I don't even go to the doctor. That's the first thing I want to do. Let me check you out back here. You got prostate? No. I'm cool. You got to die of something. I'm going to die with a fucked up ass. That's all I'm going to say.
Just stop looking at it. We're going to ignore that.
So Dr. Fox being a doctor, could you imagine somebody coming and getting their teeth worked on him and goes, okay, listen, before we get going, we'll have to check your tater hole.
Hey, Doc, I can just imagine how many people mouth you go to look in and it smell like.
Yeah, and that's what the masks are for, man.
The mask ain't stopping nothing.
Sometimes you can actually smell.
You double it up.
Sometimes, honestly, sometimes you can actually smell the people before you even get into it.
That's what I'm talking about. I know some folks, man. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
What's that?
People really bad gum disease. Really, it has.
I call it shittosis.
Yeah,
shittosis. I'm a doctor too. I know that one. That's shittosis.
What school did you learn that in?
You can smell their breath from.
Yeah.
That's
sad.
I know some folks, man. They can reach you right here. They just sit back kicking it. And it just.
What causes that, Doc?
It's gum disease, so it's like bacteria around the teeth. It causes the gums to actually pull away from the teeth, and they have pockets, so just pockets of bacteria are just festering around the gums.
Breaking it down. I'm breaking down for Doc. This is what Doc trying to tell you. Stop eating ass and brush your teeth. Brush your teeth after you get through eating that ass. Cause you storing shit in your gums.
Stop
eating ass.
Oh, yeah. Well, I don't know. I don't know if that's necessarily
I'm just trying to break it.
proven.
Doc, you trying to break it down scientifically. I got to tell him. Break it down the other way.
He's translating.
Brush your teeth after you get through eating ass.
He's a That's the translation. Oh, but yeah, I can literally be out in public, and I'd be like, oh my gosh, okay, who has gum disease around here? It has a certain smell, yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Wow.
It's
serious.
Yeah.
Serious. Hey, make you want to call the police on their ass. You should be able to put a warrant on somebody for something like that.
I feel sorry. I just feel sorry. It's just like.
Have you ever rode in a car with somebody with bad breath?
What's that?
Have you ever rode in a car with somebody with bad breath?
Oh yeah. I mean, I'll get in like an Uber or something and be like, oh my gosh, that driver has gum disease.
Really?
Yeah. Absolutely, I can tell. Yeah.
Wow.
I know.
That's scary, man.
Yeah. It sucks, man. I don't look at it I don't ever think like I'm making fun, because I don't think that way. I think about
the medical part of it.
I feel sorry for them. I hope they, almost
wish
it was yeah. Well, I mean, I hope, it's such a problem.
Is there a cure for that?
Yeah, I mean, it's more of a therapy where they go in and remove the bacteria, try to get the levels down where the gums will reattach, but it's definitely like a maintenance kind of thing.
That sounds painful.
Translate.
Yeah, it's all numbed up and
take your goddamn teeth out. Get dentures.
Yeah, totally, man.
That
fixes it.
That'll fix it.
Yeah, for severe cases, because what happens is the bone will start shrinking away from the teeth, and the teeth people will be like, oh yeah, pull my own tooth. They'll tell me, and I'm basically going, okay, you got major gum disease, because the bone will go away, and you'll see an X-ray, and the tooth is just has no bone support. It's just floating in infection.
Oh,
God. I know. It's great.
That sounds terrible.
It's really tough. Yeah.
I know it is.
I know you've seen this on here before, Doc, but the missing persons that has to, that relate to the cave systems, and that's because the Wendigo.
They're trying to. Sorry to cut you off. They're trying to ban the Jeffery Dahmer series, right?
Are they really? Why?
Oh, really?
Because of families.
Well, the families. Netflix is gaining off of, but they ain't giving the families no money.
Oh, really?
So they're being traumatized by reliving the situation.
Hey, it wasn't gay black dude beat his ass. You see that?
Him and his celly.
Yeah.
Did you see the part where he the gay black dude bit his ass?
No, I watched the clip on YouTube about the black dude came in and he beat and killed Jeffrey Dahmer and the seller, because the seller was Jeffrey Dahmer's seller was in there for doing some too.
Yeah, he killed his wife.
Yeah, so he got punished too while he was in there. So it was really a 2 for 1.
Now?
Yeah.
It was a guy that basically that I don't know. It's hard to base a lot of truth out of that, because I know like they definitely took liberties with the truth on that whole series.
Yeah.
But the guy, like Jeffrey Dahmer and his buddy like had cleaning duties like in this area, and they were being watched by a guard, and then they let this one guy come in, and the assumption is that they must have known what he wanted to do to those guys, because the guard goes, "Oh, hey, you're gonna have some help today." And this guy, they let this other inmate in, and the guard leaves, and this guy kills them both. So he killed Dahmer and the other guy. Like in the series, like he kills the one guy first, and Dahmer kind of hears they're in another room, and he hears a guy scream and stuff like that. And he was like what's Dahmer was like, "Oh, what's going on?" And this guy goes, "He killed his wife." And I forget what else he did, but he goes, that's, he deserved to die. God told me to punish you all. And he goes, but he didn't do anything close to what you've done. And so then he beats Dahmer to death.
Oh, really?
Yeah. That's how Dahmer died. Like prisoner killed him.
Yeah.
I didn't know that. I thought they waxed his ass.
No, they didn't get a chance.
No, they didn't get a chance.
He didn't have the death penalty.
How can you kill? I mean, people don't have the death penalty.
He had like 100 something.
They want to finish
consecutive.
analyzing him. They were trying to analyze him.
They gave him like 100 something consecutive life sentences or something like that.
I guess staying in jail for that long and dying in jail would be worse than bringing in electric chair.
I just don't understand why it took so long for him to even kill him. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Yeah, I mean
That's terrible.
Yeah.
Well, it's just
He's
terrible.
a real meat eater.
Right.
Yeah.
Wasn't he eating people?
Yeah. He was cooking them up.
Saving dick and balls.
Was he really?
Yeah, he was doing some crazy stuff.
He's worse than Charles Manson, man.
He tried to, his whole thing was he was trying to create like a pet almost, because he was drilling in, trying to do like lobotomies on these people. He was drugging them and drilling into their skull and putting acid in their brain, trying to lobotomize them to make them like this, like zombie. They said like trying to create a zombie where he could,
do sexual things to him and stuff.
Yeah, it was almost like he just wanted like a companion or something, like a,
Yeah, they say they gave him whatever drug he gave him. They gave him enough drug where it meant they was alert but couldn't move.
Yeah, paralyzed them basically.
No way.
Yeah, and like people
He succeeded at
people
that.
were complaining, I guess, for a while. Like they
About
kept
the smell?
smelling. Yeah, and the cops wouldn't do anything.
They had him in a deep freeze the whole time.
Yeah, and he kept going, "Oh, I must have gotten spoiled meat." It's insane, man.
Jeez.
Mm-hmm.
Guys, I'm worn out. We got to get going because we got to get a station player come in.
We got to get going for sure.
Sorry, I got so tired. Sorry, I went off like Alex Jones there.
Oh, you good, bro?
Poor Alex Jones, he's on freaking trial. About that Sandy Hook.
Yeah, man. If y'all ain't had a chance, check out Fox, man. Y'all need to go pull
Yeah,
Fox
definitely.
up, man.
Check it out. So.
Yes, Bryan Fox and the good.
And the Good Chickens. That's
Chickens.
the live act, but online, YouTube, and everything else, just BRYANFOX. Malcolm's done a lot of productions, and there's a lot of music up there.
Yep, we got some coming out, man. We got
Just
some
give
coming.
you a warning. If you go see him perform, cover your glass up.
It might be
Chickens are
a
flying.
rubber
Chicken flying
in your
everywhere.
drink. Might be a rubber chicken in your drink.
All right, guys.
All right, thanks for having me.
Good
Thanks for
man.
watching BAM Podcast.
Yeah, here we go.
Chicken wing on a string.
Chicken wing on a